we'd ask you to please summarize your opening statement in 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman Joyce, Ranking Member Hoyer, for inviting me to testify today. Over the past 4 months, the Office of Management and Budget, or OMB, has worked tirelessly to deliver on President Trump's promise of a federal government that works for the American people, not bureaucrats and the entrenched establishment. Under the previous administration, government spending aggressively turned against our citizens, who saw their tax dollars used to fund cultural Marxism, the Green New Scam, foreign projects unaligned with American interests, and even our own invasion. Every agency became a tool of the left. Under President Trump, those days are over. The President's fiscal year 26 budget, in tandem with the One Big Beautiful Bill and other tools this administration has at its disposal, will finally end the era of unchecked federal spending, stop the weaponization of government, and turbocharge economic growth. The fiscal year 26 budget puts American citizens first and shifts the destructive paradigm that ruled Washington for decades, that we could only fund national security and border security if we massively funded woke and weaponized bureaucracy coveted by the left. The President's budget reduces non-defense spending by $163 billion, 22% below current year levels and the lowest non-defense spending since 2017 if adjusted for inflation, all while we protect funding for national defense, homeland security, veterans, seniors, law enforcement, and infrastructure. Over 10 years, such restraint would generate trillions in savings necessary for delivering on the President's goal of balancing the budget. The budget also incorporates the historic increases for defense and border security that will be provided by the One Big Beautiful Bill currently making its way through Congress. In combination with base appropriations, the bill is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to revolutionize our nation's defense capabilities and protect our American sovereignty, providing the first-ever trillion-dollar defense budget and the single largest investment in border security in our nation's history. The bill also improves our fiscal trajectory by reducing mandatory spending, as confirmed today by CBO, by roughly $1.7 trillion, the largest mandatory spending reduction in history, ending waste, fraud, and abuse, and preserving critical programs. Along with the extension of President Trump's 2017 tax cuts and the new tax policies provided for additional relief to working and middle-class families and our seniors, the bill will drive massive economic growth and raise GDP, increasing wealth across the board. OMB's fiscal year 26 budget request as an agency is critical to supporting this comprehensive fiscal strategy. The full request is $155.776 for OMB. OMB, as you all know, is a personnel-intensive agency. We are only asking for 20 additional FTEs, which would bring us from 500 employees to 520, and an additional 2 FTEs in one of our offices funded through the ITOR account. I will note that OMB's request is substantially below the increase requested by the legislative branch's GAO. OMB's funding has remained essentially flat since fiscal year 23. By contrast, under GAO's request for fiscal year 26, the agency would receive an overall increase of 17% over 3 years. As I've said many times, the civil servants at OMB are among the most resourceful and innovative our country has to offer. They are not only of great value to the taxpayer, but the whole nation. OMB has been hard at work crafting the President's budget, implementing this administration's fiscal goals, and accomplishing the largest deregulatory agenda in our nation's history. With the President's budget, the One Big Beautiful Bill, historic tariff revenue, and the recently transmitted $9.4 billion rescissions package, our deregulatory efforts, and other key tools, this administration is implementing a comprehensive strategy to improve the nation's fiscal state. Only the Washington, D.C. that benefits from the status quo Americans know that instinctively. They elected President Donald Trump to fix it, and the task ahead of us is great, but this administration, including OMB, is committed to working hand in hand with our partners in Congress, this committee, to finally deliver for the American people. I look forward to answering your questions.
Thank you very much.